Hi, and welcome to Global Authenticity TV. I'm Norma T. Hollis in Los Angeles, and I'm here with my guest host, Mr. Barry Akhtel from Australia. Hi, Barry.
Hi, Norma. How are you?
Fantastic as usual. Enjoying this wonderful weather and enjoying lovely California. I trust things are well in Australia as well.
Look, we've got lovely weather here on the Gold Coast, so it's just lovely. And it's obviously been an exciting time with you with all the elections yesterday.
Yes, very excited, and I'm very happy for one, yes.
I have too.
Yes, good. A lot of us are very happy. I know there are some, I talked to someone today who's very unhappy, but that too will pass. We must work together. It's very important.
I saw the acceptance speech. And I just want to start, even from Australia, I watched the acceptance speech yesterday, and I really felt that there was a lot of heart and passion in his speech. And I think he's one of the best speakers I've ever heard in terms of getting a message across.
Yes. Well, I think he believes so compassionately about what he's doing, and that when a good speaker speaks from the heart, and when they believe in what they're doing, it comes across very clearly in their message, in their passion. And so that, to me, is a great indicator that he really cares quite a bit, and I'm just thrilled to have him back for another 4 years.
Terrific. Yeah. And what are we doing today, Norma?
Today, we've been talking about relationships in different ways. So today we're going to talk about relationships in the family, in the home environment, and with a particular focus on children. I used to direct child care programs. My degree's in early childhood. I was an early childhood consultant for one of the religious organizations out here. And I love children's spirituality. So it's a great, great, great passion of mine. And I realize that authenticity truly starts in childhood when children can be allowed to be themselves. So I think that's a great topic for today. You had some things in mind for today, too?
It's a wonderful topic.
Yeah.
I just think it's a wonderful topic, actually. I really believe that giving our children the opportunities to be who they are and to expand who they are. And I was told of a story yesterday, actually, of a person who was really gifted and quite psychic, and their parents actually institutionalized them as a way of dealing with it because it was different to who they are. And for me, it's so important that we accept our children as being different to ourselves, and that's a positive thing. It's not little clones of ourselves.
It's so very true, and I love your example because it does relate to my own life, because when I was in, late elementary, early middle school, I had an experience where I read the mind of one of my classmates, and it scared her to death.
Yes.
And actually, she told the teacher, she was crying and told the teachers, and they told my parents, but my parents did not know how to deal with it either, so nobody ever talked to me about it. So it took decades for me to really understand this gift that I have, that I was made to feel like something was wrong with the gift. Now I know what a great gift it is, and I thank God I've been able to develop it over the years. But I know what that does when you deny parts of yourself that are who you are, because someone else does not understand it. That doesn't make sense. You still got to be who you are.
Exactly. We encouraged our kids, and we had the same thing with my children. It used to come and complain and say, one of the other children. This is good live TV, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. One of the other children used to always come in and say, "Oh, look, my brother told me off and he didn't like me," and my son used to come in and say, "But I never actually said that."
Right.
And so as a parent, it was actually quite difficult.
But I never said it. I only thought it. It scared her to death.
That's right. And so as a parent, it was really quite, we didn't have a manual, like, what do you do here? Like, you can't punish a child for thinking and yet. And so it's one of those things that you want to encourage a gift as an adult. I think as a parent with young children with those gifts, I can recognise that sometimes it can be very frustrating and difficult to get those children to recognise the difference between, reading someone's mind and something that's been verbally said. And she used to actually find it quite difficult to distinguish between the two.
Well, I can relate because I was never trained and never given the assistance to understand that. It's been the same problem with me, because it took me a long time to understand the difference. And sometimes I did not know when I'm reading my mind or someone else's mind. It's just really been very, very interesting. But that's why it's so important to help children to understand these things at an early age so that they can get to be really clear about who they are and then live their lives being the person that they were supposed to be.
Yeah, terrific. One of the other things I did when I was really gifted, I guess, is I actually had a dream that some people know, and I actually dreamt about a board game called Conversations, which is where my work really stems from now. And really, people often ask me, why did you have this dream about this game that's, it's gone worldwide? And I believe the first reason why I dreamt about a game called Conversations was to improve my own conversations and my own communication with people. The second reason why I believe that I was gifted with this particular game was for my own family, and it shifted the way that I communicated with my family and the way that they communicated with each other when they played the game. It was quite a difference in the way that they started talking. And in Australia, we talk about the grunt response, how's your day? And it's like, especially with the boys, they tended to grunt their way through the answers, and it enabled them an opportunity to really start articulating about how they were feeling inside and doing that in a really safe manner.
Right.
And so the game itself, which is, just a phenomenal process, and even my children did the design of the painting and did the actual design of the game itself. And
well,
so
great.
I see this as very much a gifted thing.
Oh, cool. What impresses me so much about that is that you initiated communication early in your children's life. And at this stage of my life, I'm really clear about how important communication is throughout the entire life cycle. So what a gift you've given your children by starting those conversations at an early age. I applaud you for that.
Yeah, look, and it really has paid off now that they're adults. It's great to see them communicating. And in actual fact, one of them's into IT and he's communicating with me to how to make changes in my life still. So it's almost gone full circle.
That's wonderful. So, that begs the question, do you have a communications conversations game for children yet?
There's an educational version already available, so that there's actually educational cards, particularly for younger children.
Yes.
And there's going to be an educational version on the online version of Conversations.
That's wonderful. I'm no wonder we're partners in this, Barry. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, look, coming from, 15 years of teaching at high school, I really believe that education is the key factor for creating long-term change.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's so important. The older we get, and the more I see what happened to people who did not get educated and those who did. And the differences both in success and in attitude and level of joy and happiness. Yeah. It's phenomenal. It's so true. Education is so critical.
And I also believe it's a lifelong process, I'm still learning things every day. And I had a friend who was 80 years of age and an amazing fellow, and he was touring the world running workshops at the age of 80. And he said he just remains curious about life. He's always finding something new. And, at 80 years of age, he's ringing me up and telling me about the new things he's found on Skype that he can do and wants to experiment with them. And it's just so great to see. It's such a role model for me that it isn't something just for children. It is a lifelong process.
And that's exciting because I truly believe that when you stop learning, that's when you die. So we're supposed to, I think, continue to learn every time we're breathing some breath. We should be learning something. That's the joy and the fascination of being on the planet, I think.
So I thought what would be really nice today is just to choose an inspiration card from the game, and I'm just going to take a card and read it to you and get you to comment on it, if that's all right, Norma.
Sure.
And the card says, this is a great card for you, it says, your light can do more than shine your own path. It can truly light the world.
So what does that mean to me?
Yes, certainly.
Well, you're right. It is a great card for me because my path on the planet is to light the light, is to put light in other people's worlds, in their eyes, and their light in their light, in their life. And that's what I've done with my authenticity process. That's what I do with my coaching. That's what I do with everything I do, really, is to share information, share energy, share compassion, share love, share joy with other people so others can feel it as well. So that's a perfect card for me. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to share that one as well, because I certainly can relate it in two ways. And one, I guess for me, I see it as two parts. One, it's about continuing to light up my own life, because I'm not going to be of service to anyone else until I can do that.
Right.
And the secondly is that by me lighting up the world, it actually gives other people permission to do the same. And I believe the change on the planet is not going to happen by one person. It's going to happen by all of us making the change.
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah. We definitely share a beautiful wavelength, Barry. It's great.
Oh, look, I've really enjoyed it today, and look, it's such a lovely card, and I recognise it's not just, the card is not just for you and I, it's for everyone who's listening. So I'd like to share that with everyone, that, the light, that their light, whoever's listening, that your light can do more than shine your own path. It can truly light the world.
Right. That's good. That's great, Barry. So I guess we'll see each other next week, huh?
I'm really looking forward to it. You have a wonderful week. Thanks, Norma.
You too. All right, Barry, you too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.